Yeah, no, this dude lived in my house and raped a brother, and he also was Santa
Wait,
Claus.
wait,
But
wait, wait.
All
this
right,
is gonna
and
get
first
me
of
away
all,
from the actual story.
Wait, did
Andy,
he
is there
rape
any
Larry or did he
chance?
rape a black guy?
No,
What do you mean when you said he raped a brother?
my
That was
brother,
what I was wondering.
one of my brothers that probably wants to remain anonymous, which is why he was born in the middle, was raped.
That's not anonymous. That's oh my god. That's the only thing
I
that was
think
ready.
I think
Run
that's
until I drop.
blue.
Oh,
Warning.
you didn't go to Hawaii, huh?
What?
No, that doesn't look like Hawaii to me, Shaylee.
Well,
Are
not
you-
everything is a palm tree, Andy.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
There,
well.
see? The TV
yeah,
that all
that's
right, you're in Hawaii. All right.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Do I need to vet myself with a couple of homeless people and
Hold
cops
up
on
today's
trikes?
Papers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see at least a really over tanned set of callous feet. That's what I noticed. Now, people in Hawaii, the homeless in Hawaii have the most gnarly fucking feet that I've seen. I mean, most
Yeah.
homeless populations aren't barefoot, so you don't get a good look at their feet usually. So I'm not sure why.
Unless you're into that kind of thing.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
I was just doing it for the photos, you know.
Hey, I'll give you $1 if you take off your socks, buddy.
Oh man.
I was telling Chad how I've been getting at least the green room set up better, so I don't have the awkwardness. I got the peanuts. The squirrel just showed up. I got my beers. I got the weed all ready to go.
Oh, look at you.
I put some Castaway holiday decorations up out here.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're back out. You're back out of the house and
Well,
into your recording studio.
Yeah, yep, out in nature. Here you go, squirrel.
I like that he just tells you guys, I got weed ready. He tells me, I got 3 pipes and a bong. Are you gonna drop that one? Go to the next one.
You don't want to go into battle underarmed.
Yeah, over prepare.
Yeah, you got to have multiple weapons for a whole proper shooting.
Yeah, and those pipes might get clogged, and he doesn't have a bathtub to clean it in, so.
True that.
Andy's writing down, bring out a pail of water next week.
No, well, I made a mental note that I want a dish of M&Ms, but now I'm thinking I don't want peanut M&Ms for the squirrel situation. But yeah.
Maybe you could suck the chocolate off and then just give the nut to your squirrel friend. It's sort of a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. Hi, fellas.
Hey.
Aloha.
Wait, are you signing off already?
When I came out here originally with a band over 23 years ago, there was a guy in the band a little older than the rest of us, and really tried to.
Oh, he's dead now.
He was a great guy. He's a guitarist, and he started saying mahalo, but like in the wrong context, because mahalo means thank you. He thought it meant trash because on the trash cans at Jack in the Box it said mahalo on the lid where you're supposed to
That's great.
Hey, just put it in the mahalo. Hey, where's the mahalo in this place?
That sounds more like a drummer than a guitarist.
This cocaine is mahalo.
You're welcome too.
Stepped on mahalo.
That guy's so polite.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah, Shaylee, you're in Honolulu. I guess everyone. We know that, but people who are watching this don't know that.
Yeah, Doug's show is in 3 days, so we got time. Tracy and I flew out here yesterday, and then met up with Doug and Bingo, and just kept the fucking drunkenness going. I came home at some point, but I know we passed this place called Masubi Cafe, where it's little things of rice, like little things of rice, and then they put Spam on it, and egg and eel, all this stuff. And yeah, I ordered with my wallet rather than my head.
Yeah, they love Spam in Hawaii.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, we all do now.
I may be the only white trash person in the world who's never eaten Spam in his whole life.
I've never eaten it either.
Yeah.
Really? It's, yeah, I've had a few camping situations with it, but yeah, it's not really a meat you gravitate towards.
Well, you don't go, do I have the porterhouse or the Spam?
Yeah.
It's really a survival situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't being, like I was better white trash than everybody. I would have loved to have some Spam. I've eaten a lot of potted meat sandwiches in my life. And that's a downgrade from Spam, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. You can't even get name brand potted meat.
Yeah.
I assume why they like it in Hawaii is it has something to do with Pearl Harbor or some shit. That maybe they couldn't get meat over there. Or why the
probably
fuck?
something to do with the war. Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why? Yeah. So now that supply lines opened up, it seems like but they're just it's like some sort of addiction to that shit.
Well,
I don't get it.
It's convenient and it sits around forever, man.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly on the top of this little cake of rice. Right, cross section right there. Tracy, you have one? Talk me that. So we're down here for 2 weeks, and my whole thing was.
Shit. Nice catch.
So
Look at
Mahalo.
Look at that. Mahalo.
Oh.
Holy
Is that
shit. Yeah, that does
seaweed
look.
or electrical tape?
Yeah.
There's only one way to find out.
It really doesn't matter.
Shanley wakes up drunk. I keep shitting electrical tape. What the fuck did we do last night?
So we're here for 2 weeks, and my whole thing was don't go anywhere. Get in an Uber at the airport. Go to the gig on Friday and Saturday where I really don't have to do anything. It's in a pretty fancy hotel, which I don't know if they know who Doug is. But yeah,
Mahalo.
And then basically we're not getting in another vehicle until we leave this place. We're staying here, reading books and hanging out right in the downtown area. We're a block from the beach, and it's just an actual vacation. So
Right on.
Nice.
So you're just staying in Honolulu the whole time?
Yeah.
That's when I was there on my honeymoon. I haven't been back to Honolulu since, and it's like I don't know, maybe it's different, but I was surprised at the hookers outside of just came out of Crazy Shirts, and a hookers. It was like it was a pretty reasonable offer and everything, and it was like, man, let me ditch the let me ditch the
Let me ditch my new bride.
Actually, it was it was after that.
Just
it was
for a little bit.
I was out there with for Kermit's wedding, and so I had a wife and daughter, and the
Kermit
hooker,
Appeal.
so I was just standing out on the corner waiting for them to come out of Crazy Shirts, and I had my bag. I was obviously a tourist, and and she sized me up as somebody who might want a blowjob down on the beach for $25. And it was like, yeah, well, let me try to juggle the schedule. We have a luau in a half hour, but I could be back down here.
Yeah, Andy, just to let you know, you can't come back to Honolulu and look for that Crazy Shirts, because a Crazy Shirts outlet is like saying, hey, I'll meet you at the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Crazy Shirts, like on the same street here. So.
Yeah. Well, it's like crazy. There's crazy on every street.
Yeah.
Well, right in Honolulu, the main drag is along the beach, and they just totally revamped all of that. It looks like you're in a mall, kind of. And I mean, there's a Tesla dealership on Kalakaua, which is across from the beach. A Tesla dealership, right? And then one block back is kind of where we're at, and then other block back is along the Alawai Canal. That's where you met your hooker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're still there.
Yeah.
It's not a back alley hooker, it's a back canal hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also had the complication of traveler's checks. I think traveler checks are the biggest cock block money out there.
Traveler's checks are the biggest clock block to any kind of commerce now, because
Yeah.
no one knows they don't know what to do with them.
I know,
We
yeah.
don't take those. These used to be the old, Carl Malden used to tell us this is the only way to travel.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, what happens if you just walk around with cash? It's just bedlam out there. You need to have you need a check and a cosign check. What did you have to? Oh no, you had to sign them and then countersign it or something.
Yeah.
So you had
When
to
I got
sign
ripped off, I got ripped off on a train from Amsterdam to Paris, and I was asleep, and they went into my jacket, and they took out everything except the traveler's checks. And then when I went to use the traveler's checks, they're like, I don't know what to do with those. So they might as well have just ripped up the traveler's checks to help me out, because I had this false sense of security that, at least I've got these, and they were worthless. I couldn't do anything with them.
You have to do the. You guys do the Christmas shopping, or you just order shit?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I would just order shit.
Yeah.
I thought Andy was working on a bit.
No. No.
Yeah, right.
No. It's like I went out and did a little bit. It's just like it's so. I mean, when you really stare at it, because I'm half out of it right now with this whole nonsense going on here, and I don't really. Anyway, but just fucking, what a soulless fucking thing it is at the malls, and people just fucking long lines and people bitching about the service and fucking buying shit. And I'm not trying to be anti-consumer. It just fucking really sucks.
It sounds like some war on Christmas propaganda to me.
No,
Andy. I don't know.
It sounds like the Jehovah's Witnesses have gotten to it.
I know.
That's what it is. I'm confused.
They're reading pamphlets.
Who the fuck are you buying Christmas presents for? Like, all my kids are grown. My wife and I share the same fucking bank account. So I mean, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yes.
I haven't bought a Christmas present in years. I love it. Oh, you're buying them for squirrels?
How many nuts are you buying?
Looks like he's gonna leap on me, and now the Blue Jays are stirring. So it's really this podcast could turn real Hitchcockian.
Hey, do you think the squirrel would like a gift bag of Sherry's berries?
Maybe. Oh, fuck yeah, that Blue Jay'd love it. The squirrel would love it. Everybody that I love that likes hanging out with me would love it. Out here.
Before this is over, this is gonna look more fucking Disney than Hitchcockian. You're gonna have a fucking Blue Jay on one shoulder and a squirrel on the other.
Hey,
Zippity.
Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
Ease up on the
Zippity motherfucking doo-dah.
The Blue
the
Jays are
credits
gonna
roll.
be stringing decorations up behind Andy while we talk.
Give a little whistle.
We are stringing popcorn later. Oh,
Hey.
fuck, man.
And there's just one big fat J at the end with a big
That's
string in his mouth.
That's the first.
There went the first pipe.
I was going to try. No. Oh, no.
And I thought it was silly. What a fucking genius, Andy.
There we
Me
go.
here with my one single pipe like an asshole.
Oh,
And
Jesus
opposable
Christ.
thumbs to hold it with.
The
His
fucking
Christmas tree fell on him. Shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, anyway, see,
No, he
Christmas.
grabbed the mic and the tree came at him. So what did you do? Did you lay the cable down and then put the tree on top of it?
You can't stop Christmas from coming, but you can keep it from coming on you, I think. Is that a Christmas song? It should be. I don't know. All right, things are fine now. It's just having a
I
little...
think it is difficult to buy Christmas presents for loved ones. So what I suggest you do is get some tickets to Doug Stanhope's New Year's Eve show at the Plaza in Las Vegas, and then come see a live performance of Issues with Andy at the Dive Bar on Monday the 30th for free. It's not even going to cost you anything.
What about on the first? Then what would you do?
Then
maybe
you
go
can
to
watch it at Tommy Rock.
Tommy
maybe go to
Rockers.
You're right.
maybe
Like,
go
you
to
could-
Tommy Rockers and watch another episode of Issues with Andy live from Vegas.
Also, bring somebody. Don't tell them it's free, and they'll think you got them a gift. I got us tickets to see Issues
I
with
got
Andy.
this one. You get the
Always
first round.
work.
You get the
Yeah.
first round.
Yeah.
Mahalo.
Yeah. It's free to the first 300 pledges. The first 300 pledges will give you a VIP gift package to two live tapings of Issues with Andy. And if you bring drugs to the first Issues with Andy taping and give them to me, I'll talk about what happens on them on the second one. And
Yeah. Oh, and this is really up to you, listeners. You control the show.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
just-
a choose your own adventure book.
Don't want to watch a boring show? Bring some cocaine.
Hey, it's on you guys. It's on you guys.
Just like in Duluth. You know?
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
Duluth?
Yeah, yeah.
God damn it. I'm trying. I wish I could showcase the squirrel
At
situation.
the Dublin bar. The Dublin bar.
Yep.
Oh, because of Duluth, Minnesota's large Irish contingent. Of course, they have Dublin.
I just remember it because
Public
it was an Irish bar that didn't give a shit that we were doing a comedy show in the back. It was loud and rowdy.
That does seem Irishy.
That does seem Duluth. And that
Yeah.
was the place where Andy took he popped the gummy that he thought was weed, and it ended
Oh
up
yeah.
10 or whatever,
Yeah.
a super high dose of LSD.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the main thing that showed me is how that was probably, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but that was the first evening where I realized how ridiculous consumerism is.
Oh
At the
yeah,
mer- I mean, no, why
merch sales were down. Merch sales were down with Andy involved.
Doug has a lot of cool merch, and I'm not disparaging it, but trying to sign posters for people when you're tripping on LSD and they want your or a picture with you, it's like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
In a crowdy, chaotic Irish bar where it's they don't really cater to what's coming out of the comedy closet.
And
Yeah.
I love that you take LSD and get some sort of like moral high ground. Remember in Vegas, you're like, these fucking people cucking consumers, and then in Vegas, why are there kids on Fremont Street? Like you become like an acid justice warrior.
I'm tripping to save people.
Yeah.
There's so many AJWs out here turning into jellyfish and telling me what to do.
I'm gonna stay focused. We're gonna find that guy. We're gonna kick his nuts. I think we should do.
Oh, he's
I think we should
getting
do
his
a.
nuts kicked
We'll
for sure.
we'll definitely live. We got to tape that.
What if we do this? What if we do a GoFundMe sort of like community pop where everyone could throw in $10. We could see how much money we could collect, and then we could use it to form a line at the nut picking guy, and we can just get like 60 people to line up. The guy will make $600. His best night ever.
Oh, we'll get Gabe Lindstrom.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was no shit. I was just thinking, who's the punter?
Cool.
Who's that punter guy?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was on almost-
NFL punter.
Yeah,
That
he almost
that
went
would
pro.
be a great
He
idea.
had a better cell phone.
He almost went quid pro quo, huh? Hey.
I think I remember hearing that story on over 3.5 hours on a Doug Stanhope podcast.
That is what happened.
He almost told it in real time.
You must have listened to the unedited version with us.
Oh, there he is.
There's your
Hey,
buddy,
Andy.
Look at that.
trying to get a picture. I don't know how to. I'm on my.
He's adorable. What's his name?
I don't know how to do it either.
Not
It's
gobbler.
in the lower corner, lower right hand corner,
It's not
or lower left hand corner. There should be a. If you hover over it,
Oh, yeah.
was he gonna take it from his hand?
I hope not. Last time I got bloody.
Really?
Oh,
Then you're doing it wrong.
I know. Yeah, he's basically Freddy Krueger when he touches you.
Yeah, those things.
You think like, oh shit, I'm making contact with a squirrel, and then you're like, oh fuck, I got 5 real deep wounds. Right away.
And 3 diseases.
Yeah. I hope he ain't like clambering around in shit or climbing trees or something.
Oh no, I'm sure he washes his hand every time
Very
he walks.
clean.
Yeah, the little antibacterial.
He looks very clean to me.
I know one thing, that other squirrel that comes up here and rips shit off that ate the poison, he ain't around no more. That fucking one. Yeah, this one I was like, you love one squirrel and then you can watch another squirrel eat poison and die and it doesn't even register. Ain't love stumping.
It's a little too early to already finish my first Bloody Mary of this podcast, but I guess today's going to be a better day than I thought.
There you go.
I have a frozen picture of Andy. Do you guys have Andy happening right now?
We're good. I think your connection, Erickson, is.
Well, it's fucked up because I did the take a snapshot and it took the snapshot, but then Andy hasn't come back yet.
Well, I was afraid the squirrel was I thought it was going to leap on me, so I was distracted, and I knew if I turned the computer around, something was going to get fucked up. But I took, you got to do what you got to do when you have animals.
Yeah.
Andy, that's not having a goldfish.
I know.
That thing is going to end up. You're going to be gone on the road.
Do. Yeah.
What do you mean, Eric? Hold on. What's up, Erickson?
I don't have. I have Andy. I have a frozen picture. I have the snapshot for Andy's picture, like that I took. He's not live on my screen anymore.
Is there
it's the
Andy?
squirrel.
Can you close it? Is Andy behind it?
No, I don't know what it.
No,
you guys are good.
If Erickson takes another picture, it only shows the 3 of us, not Andy. So we're gonna have to change the title.
Know.
We'll change the title right now. We'll put a new theme song in right here. Have the editor do it.
You need a picture of my brother Larry to put in the corner?
Oh yeah.
Just put that live picture of him drumming.
What if
whenever we have technical problems?
Should Andy dump out of the call and join back in?
No, let's do this. Everyone dump out of the call and then Erickson redial the call.
Sounds good.
Well, why don't we just have Andy do that?
Because it's not Andy. It's not Andy. It's you.
Aloha,
motherfucker. We've got Andy. Chad and I have Andy. We have everyone on ours. Andy's signal's fine.
And since you're recording, it should probably be your call, right? On your connection,
right.
I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just fuck my shit up.
Yeah, I bet.
Did that help?
I won't do that again. All right. Bye. That's better. We're back, baby. All right.
Okay,
I'm not taking any more.
Aloha.
I'm not taking any more snapshots. Mahalo.
Yeah.
Mahalo to you.
Yeah, that was a load of mahalo.
That's fucking funny.
Now I just realized I've made a terrible error and didn't use that break to make myself a Bloody Mary. Carry on.
Yeah, make a way.
I got a Christmas shopping story from a few years ago that it's kind of well, I don't even know if it was Christmas shopping, but it was just me driving up Willamette Street in Eugene, and it was like a road rager, this fucking dude behind me, and it's a 1 lane or 2 lanes, I mean, both ways, and then there's a turnout lane. And this guy's like trying to pass and shit, so I hindered him as best I could, and I had on, and you can't even do that shit on that road. So I was just doing what a citizen would. And I'm listening to the Mannheim Steamroller, doo, 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 doo. And this guy finally gets it. He's like, and I'm like cutting every move he's doing. And it's like some sort of a Fast and Furious up Willamette Street. And I got that Mannheim Steamroller song going on. and then the guy gets in front of me. He whips around. I finally let him go, and then he stops in front of me, and I'm blocked. And I got that song going, and then he gets out of his car, and he's like ready to fight. He's just an angry hothead, dude. And I get out, and I'm like, doo-doo-doo-doo. I get out, and I go, come on, motherfucker. And he comes out, so he's like, starts jogging towards me. He's about 20, 30 feet away. And then right before he gets there, I jump in the car and speed by there. And then people are honking at him and yelling and shit. And it's every time I hear that song, I think of that fucking asshole. The holiday spirit.
Was that the plan, Andy? Was to antagonize him to the point of him charging you and then
I didn't
running away?
Yeah, well, I mean, it opened up that, because I didn't have most times if there's like somebody who really wants to fight and you didn't even know him, or you don't really, he was being an asshole behind me, but I let shit like that go, No,
you didn't. You didn't let it go.
I escalate it, but
made it worse.
I do escalate those situations only to show them how ridiculous it is.
But you understand, you said, I let those things go after you told the story of how you antagonized the guy to charge you, get out of his car and charge him.
He stopped. He stopped and he got out of his car already. So I'm like, yes. I opened my door and stood up, go, what's your fucking problem, asshole? And then boom, back in the car. Well, I mean,
classic de-escalation.
It was a rhetorical question.
Be a hostage negotiator, Andy.
As somebody who has been the asshole who charges somebody, I can tell you, he did not then stand there and think, yeah, he's right. That was ridiculous of me. That was not what he was thinking.
Well, I would love to see. I would love to see as the guy is charging Andy. I would love to hear Andy's last words be, "It was a rhetorical question."
I think I said, "Fuck you, Merry Christmas" to Mannheim Steamroller with the windows down and yelling at him. But I do know when people are, like, it's like when a kid needs a nap. It's like that. It's like, okay, this guy's not armed. Let's just put him down for a nap. And
how do you know he's not armed?
Well,
You're in Oregon.
Yeah, he could have had a gun behind him. That was the possibility.
Once again, you now negated what you said before.
This squirrel is being so fucking ridiculously cute. All right, I'm gonna just film it with my phone. He's doing some.
You can film, dude. You can film it with your laptop. That was fine. What fucked it up was me taking a snapshot of the screen, so I won't do that anymore. Squirrels in or whatever the fuck he's called.
Nut gobbler. Call it nut gobbler.
Andy and the nut gobbler. God damn, this is a cartoon. I'm telling you guys.
It was like BJ and the Bear. Here's the pitch, Hollywood. I'm a comedian and not very funny, and I travel and do burnout gigs with a squirrel.
But yeah, it's like BJ and the Bear, but instead of a trucker and his sidekick chimpanzee and a semi, it's you and a squirrel podcasting from a porch.
And then the Russian agent goes, "We just want moose and squirrel, not comic and squirrel."
I can get a moose.
You can have the bully blue jay as one of your antagonists. You can come in and try to steal all of Nut Gobbler's nuts. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think the bully blue jay is going to be voiced by a sassy black woman like Wanda Sykes.
And then
you get them nuts. Come on, give them nuts.
I don't know. I don't know. I think we're ignoring the anti-Semitism market. Let's get Gilbert Gottfried to do the Blue Jays, and they're greedy for the nuts. Let's go steal those nuts. We're good with peanuts. We know how to go away, squirrel.
You squirrel.
I don't know if we can do the Blue Jay because that's already the regular show on comedy.
I'm gonna have
cartoon
to.
Network.
I'm gonna go ahead and eat my peanut butter snack because the squirrel has. That's it, man. There's nothing else out here.
No, it's never it for the squirrel, Andy. It might be it for you. You might have nothing else in your pockets, but the squirrel doesn't know that. You're giving a Reese's nut cup to a.
I'm pretty sure chocolate's not good for squirrels. I don't know that as a fact, but I know it's not good
for
for other
Andy.
animals.
You know what they hate? You know what they hate is the rat poison. It makes them extremely thirsty, and then they die. The reason I know that is because we had in my house in Coquille, we had
because it's
rats.
poison.
Well,
Hey, turns out squirrels are just rats. Who knew?
yeah.
Actually,
my house in Coquille, we had rat poison around, and every once in a while, I'd go to take a shit or whatever, and there'd be a dead rat in the toilet. Yeah, squirrels enjoy the Russell Stover chocolate peanut butter.
Did you have an outhouse in Coquille?
And I love that he thinks that's what killed him. Maybe it drowned in there.
I think they get thirsty and they need a drink, and then they're just like, I'm so fucking poisoned. I think I'll just die here.
I'm so poisoned.
Remember in Panama when I ate the mushrooms and I was in the shower, I got water. But yeah, it's when I was naked later, running with my dog. That's how it all started. Bad acid trip.
Need more
bad
detail.
mushrooms. Bad
more
mushrooms.
detail.
Well, I remember we all ate these mushrooms, and then I got sick and was I don't know who did it. I mean, I was out, but I woke up and I was being waterboarded. We know it now as torture. And I was in these overalls and I had puke all over, and the puke was still, it was trying to wash down. The water wasn't getting all of it off of me, but I woke up and I was like, maybe dying or whatever, covered in vomit. And then I kind of cleaned myself, got rid of them overalls. And that's when, I got better.
At that point, Carrie Mitchell and I had not yet met Andy. We'd only seen him as the naked rollerblader we were chucking water balloons at the start of the party.
So I assume I assume Erickson's saying he
again.
didn't. I assume Erickson's not claiming responsibility for waterboarding me then.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
But we see Andy come walking toward us in his bib overalls, covered in puke and beer. And we're like, hey, there's that guy that was on the rollerblades earlier. And we're kind of laughing. And we're like, hey, man. And Andy just kind of looks at us as he's passing us. And he just looks at us and he goes, see you at the after party. And fucking kept on going.
That's what Jesus said.
I kind of like this guy.
Don't you think that's probably what Jesus said as he nodded off on the cross? And nobody heard him because the other dudes were dead and the Romans were just anxious to get home, Just a gig to them, They put up a lot of long hairs on the cross. They didn't, have any special meaning.
They didn't wait to listen to their last words. They went home.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Can you imagine how frustrating that would be to have one last good, hilarious joke and realize everyone around you was dead and no one heard it? Like, fuck.
The tag that fucking heads all tags.
Is somebody recording this at least? I think I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get
with a cuneiform.
Yeah.
Making the little talk slower.
Yeah.
Talk slower.
Hold still.
I think this squirrel wants to do some drugs. I'm gonna have to get some edibles for him.
Man, bad idea. I mean, yes, Andy, do it next week.
That's a great idea.
Go on.
Yeah.
I love the idea as well.
Mahalo.
I can't hang out with something that's not going to do drugs and party a little bit. That's why, that's what happened to my marriage, really.
I thought it was because it's the only way you could actually get more drugs.
No.
Was hanging out with people who
Well,
hang out.
it used to be that, back in the day, it was opposites attract and we had a lot of fun. And now it's opposites are Jehovah's Witness and somebody who just wants to fucking be high and not listen to any bullshit. So I kind of see them at loggerheads, but maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be the Coke guy. Here's what my pitch to the Jehovah's Witnesses. If there's any people listening that are Jehovah's Witnesses and
I'm sure.
represent,
I'm sure
I
we're
would-
huge in that demographic.
I would like to be the Coke guy in the next world. I don't have any connections. I'll figure it out. I'll sell Coke to the Jehovah's Witnesses that don't go to heaven, that inhabit the earth or something. I mean, I'm not going to be one of them, but I could, I don't know.
I'm not sure you've thought this all the way through.
Well,
It's a work in
yeah.
progress.
I wish.
There's a lot of disconnect in that one, Andy.
Yeah.
You got to workshop that one.
I think we should address that Andy's look from last week to this week is so drastically different. I feel like we're podcasting with like a J.C. Penney catalog model. Like he's not even wearing remotely close to the same fucking motif. He looks like a different dude. You look like a grizzled
week
fucking
was-
veteran in this week's
Yeah.
issue.
You think I look different? Check out this motherfucker. Huh?
What's up, Nut Gobbler?
It's
You
like,
too, Squirrel.
it's like when somebody goes on American Idol and gets passed, right? The squirrel. It's like a couple of podcasts, and now the motherfucker's getting all glammed out and shit. Maybe you didn't notice it. Check that. See? Fucking do hair and shit.
Fucking ego is a bitch, man.
I know,
He knows
man.
you're all got a camera. He's like, all right, I'll be on
It-
your podcast.
Listen, I'll send you a link. Just get the fuck out of here. You're ruining it, man. Your segment's over, Inman. Get the fuck out of here, James
Ah,
Inman.
that's
You
what
nut-
you should name the squirrel.
Nut
Inman.
gobbler, motherfucker.
No, that's Inman. And that way we can say we have Inman today on the podcast.
Yeah. James Inman, everybody.
Hey, what's up, Inman?
James,
Yeah, I went nuts.
Hey.
So, Chad, you were right. Squirrels are just basically rats.
Yeah, we basically bonded one time when I was just really having a bad time out here, and he showed up, and I was like, oh, man. And I thought he was being sympathetic, but, I think he's just looking for something. It's like most.
You talking about the squirrel or Inman?
James Inman, the squirrel. It's like it's the new Henry Phillips, When we talk about the squirrel, people go, "Oh, you don't mean that asshole from the internet?" No, the squirrel.
Sweetheart.
that asshole on the deck.
Turns out they both like Elvis Costello, though.
And bothering you.
And they will both steal your poison if you leave it underneath the deck chair.
Oh, that's one thing I realized is the squirrels do like will get into your weed or dabs. So I've had to really up my game a little bit.
Oh, that's why you brought 3 pipes.
Yeah.
That's
Share.
why they're tucked under here too, where the squirrel can't get at them. It's basically squirrel proof. You can't see it, but it is.
Oregon man had nuts shredded while Squirrel tries to get the pipe he was sitting on. Weed harmless? I don't think so.
I'm trying to get the squirrel to move into the house so I won't have to sleep alone.
You gotta don't say squirrel. Say James Inman from now on. That's
Don't
what
you
we're-
put your dick in James Inman. That's fucking rude. And
Yeah.
you can't take that kind of a
Don't sleep with James Inman for
Hey.
sure.
I'll give you another peanut if you tell me why Building 7 fell. I'll go in and get another peanut if you explain to me how planes can't take down buildings.
killing me. Oh shit.
Yeah. You want another nut? Recite the I Ching. We know you memorized it. Never shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, you know what book the squirrel just read? The Tibetan Book of the Dead. Oh, look, we got a 2-shot. Hey, here we are. Hey,
Hey.
motherfuckers. Yeah,
Greedy,
yeah.
greedy camera
God.
whore. Inman.
I'm just waiting for that squirrel to jump on Andy's face, man.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I-
I'm
it's-
so glad we're recording.
It may not be this episode, but it's coming.
You have
That'll
anything?
be the season finale.
Oh, I do have to say, we will be unveiling a special feature at the dive bar on the 30th. You guys don't even know about it.
I like this. I'm
Wait,
intrigued.
Wait, I don't have an animal trap right now. Well,
dude,
but,
you are an animal trap.
Yeah.
You know the
buddy.
You know the
You're
best
the bait and the trap.
Right, the best animal trap is a little bit of trust. Look at he's oh he was internet memeing a second ago. We could have had a fucking famous squirrel right there.
Oh,
Maybe we could do the meme, you know, the one with the angry white lady yelling and then the cat responding in the other picture. We could do that with Andy and the squirrel. You guys don't know that one? It's very popular with the kids.
I'm too old for memes, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are missing out. Missing out.
I will tell you.
Too old for meme. Don't you have a Twitch stream?
Hey, only because it can be monetized. Some people do that shit for fun.
That's what I say about Snapchat.
Oh, he burned. That's a good burn.
Did you monetize your Snapchat?
No, I don't know that one. I don't have that one. Actually.
For 2 years, Fury tried to tell me to do this fucking Twitch stream idea on Stanhope's fucking coattails, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. No, you can make money playing video games. I said, no, you can't. That's stupid. That's my kids wanted to do that. I told them they were fucking idiots when they were young. You're an idiot. And then finally, I fucking actually Googled it, and I was like, oh fuck. Do
you guys know what Signal is? I got on that because I was trying to pull some shenanigans and do orchestrate a drug deal or a middleman situation or whatever.
And you felt the best way to do that was through an app of some sort.
Well, that's what us
Pete Townsend over here trying to catch pedophiles.
It's drug dealer 101, yo. And I was like, I'm like, I'm not really comfortable with this, and I don't have a burner phone or whatever. And then I got on this app, and it's like, it's basically you can just you have messages that can, you feel, I don't know, it's not even probably that safe. It probably is.
Of course it's not. There's no privacy whatsoever. I'm creating a
operated by the Oregon
Anyway,
State
the whole
Police.
thing fell through as the guy stopped in Colorado and went home.
I didn't know if people fall for this shit. I'm creating an app called the Silk Road, and I'm going to sell it to fucking cops as soon as I have a huge database full of people trying to sell drugs on there. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Let me guess. The other thing on the app was they also offered you a free 46-inch television if you just came into the sheriff's office.
No strings attached.
Sign for it. No strings attached. You are a winner.
I did hook up with Jim Jordan and Lindsey Graham on it, though.
Signal would like to access your messages, pictures, phone calls.
I know, yeah, all that shit once I fucking, to get into your shit. It's like, man, I'm just trying to sell some weed. I'm not even trying to sell it. I'm just trying to figure out an angle to get some Christmas money. And why even bother? It's just, who cares what lotion you wash up with, at this point. But the holidays are coming.
You're a grown-up. Buy your own fucking Christmas present.
Yeah. Here's another good heartfelt Christmas story. Is I was a poor kid because God hated my family and made my dad a cripple. That was part of it. And then we didn't respond well, and that was our fault. God provided a setback, and nature just took over from there. Like you never hear what happened with Lot's family, right? They spun out. Those were a bunch of fucking Lot like came to terms with it, but his family had some issues, and mine did too. And I was poor. I was Kenny or whatever, but I was in Coquille, and there was a bunch of Kennys, and there was the program that rounded up a bunch of us Kennys and took us Christmas shopping to buy presents for our family. And I was a kid, and I'd still trying to understand Christmas and Santa Claus. I knew something was up. I'd been molested. Well, not molested, but Santa rubbed my crotch. I found out later he was indeed Harold Peaker, a rapist.
Another Coquille rape.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, this dude lived in my house and raped a brother, and he also was Santa Claus.
Wait.
All right,
is gonna
and
get
first of
me
all,
from the
Andy,
Story.
Wait, did
Andy,
he
is there
rape
any
Larry or did he
chance-
rape a black guy?
No,
What
my-
did you mean when you said he raped a brother?
That was
brother-
what I was wondering.
One of my brothers that probably wants to remain anonymous, which is why he was born in the middle, was raped.
That's not anonymous.
Anonymous in life. You're the middle child. Child, and you got raped by Harold Peaker. He talked about it. Anyway, Harold Peaker was Santa Claus for Community Action, a poor kid organization, and there's a picture of me sitting on his lap, and his thumb is straying over into my dick area because I know where I kept it. I still keep it.
So did he.
Where you kept your dick?
It almost looked like Santa's thumb wanted to come off and find my dick, but he managed to reach out. I got the picture. We could show that.
We'll show.
Okay,
All right,
but-
hey, Andy, real quick, Andy, is there any chance you could set that microphone down in an area that it'll be fine, somewhere in front of you, so you don't have to lean out of the camera shot when you talk, but
And
just
the blue
near
light
you?
keeps facing you.
He's
the blue
got
light
it.
should-
That's fine. He's got that. That's done. I can
No.
tell.
Now he's
But
looking
now-
into the camera.
This is a deep fake. He's faking us right now. Yeah.
Go get your own peanuts, you fucking
Oh
bootstrap.
no, he's yelling at James Inman.
Yeah, you bootstrapping squirrel piece of shit.
That squirrel's probably trying to set up a show at the Comedy Store right now.
You know what though? I think the other squirrel, the other one that stole shit from me when I wasn't around and killed itself, that's more of the James Inman that I was hoping for. The James Inman, one who's
Well, you know what they say? You never get the James Inman you're hoping for. You get the
Yeah.
James Inman you deserve.
yeah.
So a previous squirrel has stole stuff from you and then killed itself. It sounds to me like you might have been successful in fucking one of these squirrels. It sounds like you might have stole your watch and then killed itself because it felt bad because of the whole
The
situation.
only intimacy you could have with a squirrel, I did that, and then I got bloody. So I mean, I'm not. I used to be a cutter, but I'm.
Better you than the squirrel.
That would be a real interesting way for a kid to abuse themselves. This is like bring a squirrel in and go. Put a sleeping bag over your head and throw a squirrel in the sack.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that we glossed over yet another fucking rapist pedophile from Andy's
Yeah.
hometown. Every single episode
Everybody.
we unveil it. It's like an
No.
advent calendar.
Harold
Big
Peaker.
advent.
Reveal
Harold-
one more fucking
Harold
rapist.
Peaker. Harold
Until
Peaker.
An
Christmas.
advent calendar of rapists? Every day you open
Every
up
day.
a new little window. Oh,
There's
look.
And there's a picture of Andy with photographic evidence of him being abused.
I know. There's
Oh, it was
two.
Santa Claus. I knew it. We all knew it.
Yeah.
I knew Santa Claus.
I have two brothers that claim to be sexually molested. Me and John. Or never
Once
mind.
again, anonymous.
Middle child. And then
Just
three.
in case anyone couldn't
You know
track
what?
the
Jim,
middle
three-
child clear.
And three of
Just
them that
for
are either
fun.
ugly or in denial. Because I have, Jeff,
We
Jeff,
won't
Jeff,
name the ugly ones.
Jeff dated the guy who molested me first, and he claimed nothing happened. But I do get this. I mean, I know how it is when you're hanging out and you're in love or whatever, or you think you're in love or you're infatuated or you feel like, oh man, I fucking really connect with this one. This is great. And then you see the younger brother or you see some young prototype or some androgynous little young man. I wasn't androgynous. I was a cute little, I guess, if you have an eye for it. But anyway, my brother went and did the gig once before, and then I got hired for the gig without really an audition. I did audition. I went over and swam and then showered.
You got the call back. Your brother didn't.
Yeah. So then my brother made a comment of like, he was kind of jealous when I came home with all the sweatsuits. I was like, man, fuck you, dude. Do the gig or don't complain about it or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, he said that years later. It's like, I was like, man, I don't know. He either was not a very good older brother, because
he didn't warn you.
yeah, this dude either kind of made a pass at. I mean, he claimed that he got, the dude made moves, and I think he refined his game with me a little bit. He played up a little more of the kidness and a little less of the little ladiness or whatever. And my brother Jeff wasn't comfortable with himself like I was.
I feel like Jeff was like the first marriage. You get married a little too young. You don't really know what you're doing. You figure out what it's all about. And then when Andy came along, that's when he really found his real true love and relationship. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, but I mean, and that's right, Brett. And then in life, you find yourself being in that Andy situation. And I am in that Andy situation, even though I am Andy. I'm in the, it's like you can't maintain, like what's sexy when you're 9 ain't gonna hold fucking court when you're in your 50s. I
don't know. I'd like to see you in a pair of tight 70s basketball shorts. I think that might be a good look. Maybe next week.
Oh man, yeah. I think the height of my sexiness, and I could run off if the squirrel will jump in here and do a few minutes.
He'll burn the light. He'll burn the light. He won't just do a few minutes.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the nuts. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's my show. Fuck you.
And I'm not getting
on. What's the deal with weathermen?
What's the deal with rain? Huh? But I think I was at my most lust, like Rod Stewart's songs were playing. Do you think I'm sexy? I think that's when I was at my sexiest, when that song was in the radio, probably about 7th grade, and I was wearing them. They were the most short shorts you could possibly put on a boy and have it not get arrested, have it not cause a fucking neighborhood situation, I mean, that's why I was so susceptible. I mean, basically what I was doing in Menlo Park with the Spleenster was basically like a basketball practice without a jock strap on, Sure, a little mushroom out.
Posting up?
Yeah, we're just scrimmaging.
Don't worry, we're not keeping score. There are no losers here.
Someone was keeping score.
But anyway, back to the bed. Anyway, as a poor kid, they took me Christmas shopping. It was this group, and they were probably pedophiles too, but it was a bunch of creepy old dudes who took a bunch of poor kids, like a bunch of Sandusky's, a bunch of Coquille Sandusky's took a bunch of poor kids to go Christmas shop for their family. And I'm a young boy who, had recently been thumb rubbed by Santa Claus. And I had concerns and questions about Santa Claus coming down chimneys and such. And we had a wood stove. So I don't know how that would even work. But they took us Christmas shopping. And I was like, fuck this. I just bought shit for myself, though. And some dude, I come to think of it, there was a little bit of there was more physical contact than it would normally go into shopping. But
so you got thumb rubbed by Santa,
and
then you got contacted by the guy who is also taking you Christmas shopping. Is there any? Did you go a week in Coquille, Oregon, without being sexually abused as a child? What is happening in that?
I committed juvenile crimes and stuff. I found
I was acting out.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was kind of like a Stand By Me behind the scenes or something.
Fuck Pizzagate. Like I think the real shit is happening. Who's the mayor of this place? Epstein? Well, this is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, there was a lot of teachers who had some issues, There was my 6th grade science teacher, Mr. Canine, he was always asking you what you did with the girls and stuff. And it was always awkward for me because I just got back from California where I got molested by an awkward fuck with crippled hands and shit, trying to give me hand jobs. Hey, you try to be sympathetic, but, when a quadriplegic's trying to jerk you off, come on.
So did you have to change the story to make it sound like you were with a girl?
Yeah, but Mr. Kineen wanted to know what we did with the little girls, and I don't. Man, maybe you should talk to Steve. I didn't even know what I didn't like about that guy, but I didn't like him, and I fucked up his leather jacket. It was science class, so we had access to glue. And he had a leather jacket, and I just instinctively did bad. I had good instincts, but I did things like that, and I glued the pockets of his coat shut. and then I used the glue, and then I put a bunch of somebody brought Hot Wheels. Some sort of lame fucking cunt thought that was a science project. Hey, I stood in the marsh to get pictures of a blue heron, and you're bringing Hot Wheels. And so I sabotaged a couple of science projects, and I took that glue and I put some Hot Wheels and I jammed them down the sink. And again, I didn't even know Mr. Kineen had problems back then. I just hated him. He had a fucking pointy nose, and he was creepy.
Oh God, I love your story. So you went into a swamp. You stood in a swamp to take pictures.
Me and my mom. My mom, we had a photography class. She did, and she's like, "Lou, we'll get pictures of a blue heron for your project." And I got it. And we never did get a picture. It's like trying to get a picture of a stripper at a strip club.
The bouncer comes over and stops.
It's basically very difficult to get a good blue heron picture.
So wait a minute. Hold on. I have to fucking analyze this whole thing, Andy.
I know. I'm almost out of beer.
You started off by saying we were in science class, so we had access to glue. Like, that shouldn't make sense to everybody. What the fuck are you gluing in science class? I took a shitload of science classes, and we never had access to glue.
Well,
then also you berated somebody's Hot Wheel project.
My guess is because of Mr. Kineen. Well, fuck that. That Hot Wheel project has no business in a science fair, man.
Well, it depends on the context, though, Andy.
I do not think it was a climate change. It was
inertia.
It was not a climate change graph. It was just some asshole with Hot Wheel track, which triggered me because my brothers hit me with that shit. So,
but what if they were doing a science project on acceleration from a dead stop?
Anyway,
come on, Andy. You just didn't like the product.
Maybe what I did, maybe I fired the first shot. Anyway, we did not get a picture of that blue heron. So at the last minute,
how are we to the blue heron?
My mom had
Abbott Costello, first base.
My mom had a job where she was, at the time, she was like Bukowski, only sober, but she did a lot of jobs and got fired a lot. But at the time, she was testing dairy milk.
Like Napoleon Dynamite?
Like going to dairies and collecting dairy samples. And I would tag along, and then we'd go stand in a swamp and try to get pictures of herons. And it did not go so well. So it got deadline, and then we're both fucking, bummed. We didn't get, we got a big thing, a big fucking fold out that says photos of the great blue heron.
And nothing. I got nothing.
The deadline, right?
Photos of the great blue heron would go right here. Big X.
Right. So we cut out not even heron pictures, and then did some shit.
Because you didn't know what they looked like.
My mom was kind of artistic and also possibly mentally ill. So we took a 1-inch cookie sheet. It had a lip to it, and we filled it with swamp water and shit from where the blue heron would be if it was more photogenic. And we took that in, and my mom made a blue heron, and we put it on a stick in the marsh.
Wait
Wait, you set up a dummy blue heron to take a picture of instead of just copying and taking the picture?
The backdrop said photos of a great blue heron. It's a lot like everything in life, though. There was no photos of it. It was there was not even an explanation of why there wasn't a photo of it. Only we kind of emphasized what their.
I hope you got a fucking F on this project.
I got an A because one, I was cute, and I think Mr. Canine was a faggot or a pedophile.
By the way, I know that we don't have to be super woke here, but he was a faggot or a pedophile, I'm sure isn't the right way to say what you're trying to say. He was a pedophile. Also, I think what you've described here is the first example of fake news.
I'm a victim, so
here's a photo of a blue heron.
That's actually what a faggot is a clear picture of a blue heron. That's why they're so rare. Just to follow up, though.
It's an A.
Years later, when my mom's brain was eaten away with dementia, and I got a little better in life about being stealthy, and maybe I had a better camera, but I got that picture years later, fucking years later. Like, I was no longer attractive to anyone under 30, at that point.
Now years later, blue heron is Andy's safe word. Set the mic down with the blue light pointing toward you.
You're gonna say that.
Now it's backwards.
Blue light
I can see that.
See how that works.
God damn it.
If blue heron is his safe word, then Hot Wheels is his trigger.
Hot Wheels.
Oh, every time we played any kind of fun game at the home, it always resulted in Hot Wheel track beatings. It was not like a parenting thing. It was just like the pack would do it. Even when we were playing Hot Wheels, they would just put up a detour sign and
this section of road is under construction.
Hey, how come there's exactly one piece always missing? It's in Larry's hand.
Yeah. I did get even with Larry when it came to that, though, with marbles. Larry, that's the one thing the
Marbles is the name of their cat.
Well, isn't that like just no, it's like
that was its name before it got neutered.
It's like I was bullied with Hot Wheel track, but I came into my own when it came to marbles because I'm a hothead. And I would lose it and throw shit almost before anyone would realize I was even getting angry. And it cost Larry a front tooth.
It cost Larry a front tooth.
Up until about a couple of months ago, it had cost Larry a permanent front tooth.
And it only cost Andy and Aggie.
Yeah, no, I do them boulders, the bigger ones. Yeah. I was basically like a David and Goliath. I got a Bible awarded to me for memory.
Yeah, I'm not sure you should have. The David and Goliath story involves a game of marbles that went awry.
Same fucking thing, man. David couldn't take on that giant, so he had to throw. That was the one. I was like, I went to Jesus Northwest and I took umbrage in that whole story. That's what
Goliath of Hot Wheels.
No, I was the Goliath of marbles. I was the.
No, you're the David of marbles. He's the Goliath of Hot Wheels.
Exactly. I was the David of Hot Wheels. Yeah, and the
Goliath. You got it wrong.
Marbles. Yeah. Did I fucking? Yeah.
Andy.
Anyway, when that guy rubbed my shoulders and said, I was playing. I'm back at Ben Franklin as a poor kid shopping for my brothers, and I realized that what went down with Santa was awkward, and my brothers would have to fend for themselves. So I just bought 5 gifts for myself.
Marbles?
5 new marbles.
Probably
very throwable.
I'm sure I didn't get lawn darts because that was
Yeah.
another situation with the fam.
Andy walked up to the counter and said, "Please show me 5 of your most throwable marbles."
Boulders.
Yeah, the
boulders, please.
boulders. I basically, I think I probably knocked Larry's tooth out from about 20 to 30 feet away.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
If that's what you were aiming for.
but you know, and then
Well,
those
he was aiming for Larry.
and every time I did Pop Warner or them pump, pass, and kick competitions, I ended up crying with no trophy.
That's not how you win a trophy in punt pass.
Yeah.
Crying is not how you win.
No, I'm saying with the accuracy I had, I probably should have, I guess I wasn't good at punting, and I wasn't good at kicking, but maybe they should have put somebody bullying me to throw the football into their face, and I could have hit.
I think that's the plot of an Adam Sandler movie already.
Does
We
sound
can't
like
use
it.
this for episode 5 of our cartoon. Somebody's done that.
Basically, Home Alone was my childhood, like putting traps up for my brothers who would come in and try to fuck me up. God damn this fucking... I get why the Jehovah's Witnesses don't want Christmas trees. They're fucking tippy.
I don't think it's the tree.
Jesus is the reason for the season is a hard ornament to find, I can tell you. I've been looking for that one at Hallmark and wherever.
I didn't believe in the war on Christmas until I just saw that tree attack you, Andy. I'm with you. Fuck this, man.
Yeah,
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, I definitely know we're downsizing this year.
Yeah, everything that'll fit on the porch.
I'm hoping some rich gay dude will take me shopping for my brothers this year. Because I can use a sweater, yo.
Just go wander through Coquille. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I think we did it again. Another perfect podcast. Well done.
With our special guest, James Inman.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the biggest. It's the biggest episode yet. Episode 18 is the biggest episode of Issues with Andy of any vodcast we've ever done, because finally you, the viewer, will finally get to see on our podcast, as demanded by the public, James Inman is on the podcast today. This is fucking great. Watch this podcast and watch James Inman. He's wanted to be on the podcast. We put him on the podcast. It's a big day.
He called us chickens. He called you a chicken.
He did.
Where's your microphone, Andy?
We are not. We are not. He called James Inman called. He showed up here on my porch and he called us chickens. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I on acid? I had to wonder if I found that shit in my luggage or whatever and ate that acid when the chicken came out here, or the squirrel came out and called me a chicken. I'm like, fuck you,
man.
Here's
the best part is that all the way through the last half of this podcast, Andy has been looking into the microphone to talk. And now just here at this point, he actually spoke into the camera.
I know.
So he's talking into the camera and looking into the microphone.
I know.
It's the epitome of Issues with Andy. That's all I can say.
I know what I did wrong here. No peanut butter M&Ms in a bowl for myself, and then I'm gonna put this microphone, and then I'm gonna get some a couple of them those security what do you call them, zip ties? When you have to secure somebody or calm them down.
At a riot?
Yeah, I put a couple of zip ties on that microphone and put it on the Christmas tree, and
so it keeps
that
falling on
sounds like
you?
a great idea. All right, come see Andy and I in San Diego on December 27th at Winston's OB. It's great. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some funny people are on that show along with us. And then the next night as well in Ventura, California, with Jake Gallo and some funny people. Links will be in the description for that. We'll be at the Dive Bar on the 30th. That's the day before New Year's Eve. If you're in Vegas for the stand-up show, come to the dive bar on Monday night. We're going to do Issues with Andy live for you, and it's free. We're not charging you a goddamn thing. Just come hang out with us. And then we'll do it again on Hangover Monday after the whole thing's over at Tommy Rockers.
Not Hangover Monday.
Hangover Wednesday.
Yes. Tommy James. Rockers on the 1st. Andy, I don't know what you're doing. Just stop, because you're not even talking on the microphone right now.
No, it's great.
I see you got
great. Still way over there, bud.
It's Inman's finale. It's James Inman's finale. It's good. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Snap that picture.
There you go.
there you go. Where's James?
Yes.
Oh,
I think we're getting our next. See, we can't do this, Inman, when it's raining, you dumb fuck. God damn it! What a fucking cunt.
All right, hold on. Let me get this plug in. DougStanhope.com for tour dates. We've like we said, we've got the shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday in Honolulu. We've got the 31st at the Plaza. Still tickets available. Go for that one. And then we've got March 2020. We've already got Seattle, Baltimore, Boston, San Francisco, April, Denver, and UK dates are going up. Go to DougStanhope.com. Get on the mailing list and always be informed well in advance and before they go online.
Perfect.
Come hang out on my Twitch channel, or just subscribe free with Amazon Prime. Go to my Twitter. It's the easiest way to do it. My at HD Fatty, and my pinned tweet tells you how to use your or existing Amazon Prime to give me real money. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you said that, because my subscription's up. I'm gonna get off the line here and then go in, and it's that simple. Once you're in, it's just a click of a button.
Appreciate it.
Inman's making a casserole. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Andy, you're like a fucking live reporter out in the fucking
field reporter.
Oh, you should hear what
field
James
reporter
has to
like
say
in
about
Syria, reporting on the war.
Yeah. We just had a meth bunker blow up behind us. We're gonna cut to James Inman, but if you bring Adderall for my friend James out here in Vegas, they love this shit. I can't fuck around. I got to light this thing. This dude gets bummed out.
I get it. All right. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel, everybody. We love you. We'll do this as long as you'll let us. And special thanks to our special guest, and probably the best guest we've ever had on here, James Inman.
Yep.
You are
out.
the man.
Andy, what are you doing?
Bye.
See you later, guys.
Later,
Mahalo.
Guys.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Mahalo.